Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Game 3 here on day 3. We've got the number 2 seed George Mason Patriots here to take on the number 10 seed St. Louis Billikens. This Billikens basketball team has been through this before in this same building, trying to punch a ticket to the semifinals. Last year they were able to get there, end up losing to Rhode Island, but they're trying to shock the world today and see if they can beat George Mason, who is a team that is really ready to make a move. I'm Darrell alongside Russ Taliaferro here for the Legacy Maker Sports Network. Starting lineups right now for both teams. Starting for St. Louis at guard, number 1, Hannah Wallace, 3.0 points per game, but her length has been very impressive. She's been very good on the defensive side of the ball for St. Louis so far. Next, we have number 4, Kennedy Calhoun, the speed demon. On the floor, she is a problem defensively. She's averaging 10.4 points per game for St. Louis. Then the other guard, Brooklyn Gray, in a phenomenal game last night, scoring 30 points in the win last night versus UMass. Then you have number 12, Tiara Simon at the 4 position. 9 points per game. Still waiting to see if she will break out in this tournament. And last but not least, you got the young lady in the middle, Peyton Kennedy, averaging 11.3 points per game. Then on the George Mason side, you have Paula Suarez, one of the best players in the Atlantic 10 at the guard position, number 14. Number 22 at guard, Tiviana Habib, averaging 7.1 points per game. Then at the 4 position, you got Ziara Walton, averaging 15 points a game for this team. And then you got Niku Mitchell at 4, number 11, averaging 5.9 points per game. And last, Niani Kasia will be the young lady in the middle with 7.5 points per game. Russ, who are you looking forward to seeing in this one for both sides?
Walton, Zahara Walton definitely is something I'm looking forward to seeing. But like, this George Mason team is just built so well. And I think did you mention Nelani too as well? Because that's definitely they got some presence down low with her down there on the block.
Yeah, Nelani is very tough and physical. She's a captain on this team this year, and she made third team preseason the last couple of years. She leads the teams in rebounds and blocks. She's going to be someone to watch out for on the Mason squad today. But I know you talked earlier about Paula Suarez. How excited do you see the guard averaging 11.5 points per game?
A10's most improved player for sure. One of many on the season awards for the Atlantic 10. So I'm definitely looking forward to see how she can make her impact, because she's a very accurate shooter. She shoots 44% from the field, just not to mention 40% from 3. So I'm looking forward to see how she can do that. 11 points per game may not seem like much, but when she's making the shots, it's going to be a lot more than that.
Well, that's what I'm excited to see how these two teams kind of battle today. Because even though, yes, St. Louis is a 10 seed, we know what they can do. And, speaking to the play-by-play announcer for St. Louis, who's watched this team on multiple occasions, and he said do not be surprised if these teams put up 80 points in this one. This could be a fast-paced, all-action, what do they say, all gas, no brakes type of game, Russ.
I mean, George Mason put up 80 on them last time they played, and they, for lack of a better word, they throttled them. It was almost a 30-point victory for George Mason when they played them a couple weeks ago. Well, so I wouldn't be surprised again if George Mason does that again. But I would definitely be surprised if St. Louis doesn't put more of a fight out there.
George Mason wants revenge. They did not like how things happened last year and how they exited this tournament last year. They exited under a storm of controversy on a lot of people saying there should have been a foul. There was a lot going on underneath that basket, and Duquesne ended up winning that game by a couple points. It may have been 1 point. And don't check me too bad on that. But yeah, it was a one-possession game. We can say that. One-possession game, and we saw a very tough loss for George Mason. And they're looking to bounce back this year. The number 2 seed, a lot of talent from top to bottom.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun matchup. And again, I have to ask always, is too much rest a good thing? George Mason's been off for a couple days. St. Louis has had to play 2 tough games the last couple days. But still, they've found a way to shine, and they're in game ready. They're in game ready shape, and hopefully it wasn't too much of a break for George Mason, because I mean, after the first 2 games we saw today, I'm just ready to see another good one.
Well, see, and that's the thing. You make a good point. Yes, both higher seeds did win so far, but both higher seeds also haven't played since last Saturday. So that rest kind of may have became a factor in both of those games. We really, truly don't know. If it happens in this game, then
it did. Oh, it did. I can tell you for sure. Because both those teams struggled.
Yeah.
Both those higher teams struggled. We just saw St. Joseph have to go to overtime to beat Rhode Island. And then we saw Richmond almost lose that to Duquesne. And I definitely think it was a factor for sure, that layoff.
Yeah, so we're going to see if the same effect here for George Mason in this one. Well, the audio broadcast is about to go down. Once again, we thank you all for tuning in to the Legacy Maker Sports Network. I'm Darrell Owens alongside Russ, Taliaferro, and we're about to bring you the action. We've got one more game after this. We got Dayton and Davison, but we got a great one coming up next. We'll see you all in just a little bit. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another one. Game 3 on the day, and we've got George Mason, the number 2 seed, 24-5 overall on the season, 14 wins in the A-10, only 4 losses, taking on the St. Louis Billikens, 15-18 overall, 9-11 in the A-10 on the season. But we've got a good one here, a tough one, a physical matchup that I truly expect, because St. Louis have won back-to-back postseason titles, and they know what it takes to win
for sure
in the postseason. And well, guess where we're at? We're in the postseason.
A win today would be George Mason's first time in the semifinals for the A-10 tournament. So that would be huge for him.
So Mason loses the tip. St. Louis will get things started. Kennedy Calhoun has possession of the ball over to Peyton Kennedy. Now Calhoun around the top, hovering around.
Getting buckets.
Yeah, we're going to see how explosive this George Mason team is. I got a chance to see him once earlier this season. I haven't had a chance to see him since then, but I've heard nothing but amazing things. And, they're going to say shot clock violation.
Nope. Nah. She made the bucket, just too late.
Hannah Wallace made the shot, but just a little too late. Suarez with possession here for George Mason.
Oh.
And Mitchell Jr. almost lost control of it, and it's a backcourt violation.
Brooklyn Gray making their presence known on defense already.
So Niku Mitchell, the junior, could not get anything going there. She tried to get it, the ball went over her head.
I'll be honest, I'm looking at Coach Tillett, and my feet hurt for her because she's got to stand on her feet in heels for the next hour and a half.
Yeah, that's something I know I would never be able to do.
Oh, God, no. God, no.
Calhoun against Suarez. That'll be a fun matchup today.
Ooh, Brooklyn getting comfy. She's trying to start. Just off the front.
Just a little short there for Gray, coming off a 30-point performance last night versus UMass, the number 7 seed. St. Louis right now have the most wins in this tournament. Traveling violation. Now, and she's holding her hand. You don't want to see that. Brooklyn Gray.
Brooklyn Gray, yeah. The adrenaline's going to take over eventually, to be honest. Like, not to just brush it off, but the adrenaline's going to take over. She'll be fine.
0-0 here, 8 minutes, 43 seconds on the clock. Here in game number 3 on the day. Peyton Kennedy over to Gray. Gray to Simon. Simon to Calhoun. Calhoun dribbles it to the top of the key.
Circle.
Moving around.
Classic St. Louis offense. They're waiting to set up.
Puts it in to Kennedy. Looking for Wallace. Wallace, 4 seconds on the shot clock to give it to Simon. Misses, and Kennedy,
Peyton.
they almost went in on the tip.
Not giving up, though. And she gets called for the foul, though. We got to watch out for that. They got to watch out for that because she fouled out last night. So we got to be careful with those fouls. Her and Kennedy Calhoun fouled out last night. So That's it. Just got to be careful.
Yeah, losing both Kennedys is tough. But guess what? We talked to also that George Mason has their own Kennedy and Kennedy Harris. So it's a Kennedy affair here in this one.
I don't know if she's going to be able to play today, though.
Over there knocked away
Kennedy
by Calhoun. Calhoun pushing it. She's got a couple of people with her. Simon drives along the baseline and gets stuck.
Gets trapped.
Oh, and a great job. And Wallace came through with the points.
Sometimes that's what you need. You see your teammate get trapped, you got to be able to get yourself open for the basket like that. And Hannah Wallace just did a beautiful thing. T.R. Simon to drive under the bucket.
So far, Suarez driving off the back of the rim, and then Kasia couldn't get it.
I think Kennedy just stole that rebound, too. She may get another steal, which is a claim to her already.
Calhoun knocks it down.
The lefty.
Oh, they're feeling it.
Oh, they're getting off to a hot start. This is not what George Mason wanted.
Have to be careful. Suarez over to Walton. Walton, who made first team all conference, leads this team in scoring with 15 points a game.
Nice up and under by Mitchell.
So Mitchell gets the basket as we see Kennedy Harris enter the game. So that's right, ladies and gentlemen. 3 Kennedys on the floor all at the same time.
It's too much. This is just too much.
Kennedy Harris, Peyton Kennedy, Kennedy Calhoun.
You know what's crazy? Kennedy Harris coming off the bench, averaging 14 points a game.
Toughness. And it's nice to have that spark. Suarez knocks down the 3.
It's what I say.
Lead George Mason 5-4.
40% three-point shooter. She is a sharpshooter from Spain, ready to go.
Oh, and Brooklyn Gray falls to the ground, and she's grimacing in pain.
Still down. Come on, girl. You good. Hopefully.
This has been a rough start for Brooklyn Gray. First the hand, and now she hits the ground, and she's
trying to walk it off.
She's tough.
Oh, she's jumping on out of bounds before she inbounds it. She's definitely trying to play that off.
Coach Tillett doesn't seem concerned. She feels confident her star is okay. Calhoun at the top, swings it over to Peyton Kennedy on the wing. From the elbow to Brooklyn Gray. She tries to go back to Kennedy, but just a little too much power.
A little too much sauce on the pass there, just a little too much art.
And now we will see Mason take control of the basketball as Walden will give it in to Suarez. Suarez working around in between the legs over to Harris. Kennedy Harris working against Hannah Wallace, and we got a traveling violation.
Surprise, surprise, a travel call. It's going to happen in this game. There's at least 4 or 5 every game so far.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few here. As Gray will take it out, and Calhoun will bring it up the floor. 6 minutes and 11 seconds here in the first. 5-4, George Mason on top. Simon is a player that I still think if she can get going, it could be an X factor for St. Louis in this one.
Well, they said it themselves between Kennedy Calhoun and Brooklyn Gray. Anybody can score on this team, and they're ready for that.
And a great pass inside there to Glanton from Calhoun. Mitchell for 3 off the front of the rim. Rebound St. Louis.
Can't leave her open like that, but lucky that she missed.
Calhoun trying to dish it to Glanton. She lost it, but able to get it back. Simon working against Harris. Gets stopped at the elbow. And we got a traveling violation.
There's another travel.
Travels are really hurt this team, or hurt this team early in this one. 6-5. St. Louis up early. 5 minutes, 17 seconds. Suarez with a slicing pass inside to Kasia. She gets it out to Walton, and her shot won't fall, but she should be heading to the line.
I think Brooklyn got a call for the foul there. She tried to swipe at her as she was driving.
And so Zaria Walton heading to the free throw line, the red shirt freshman.
Kennedy Calhoun got called for the foul.
Huh?
Kennedy Calhoun got called for the foul there.
We can't have that. Walton heading to the line. Azaria Walton right now knocking down her first points. Now, she had a career high against St. Louis back in January. 30 points Walton was able to put up against the Billikens. And they take the lead. All for Walton. Yep. A sophomore. That's how talented this Mason team is. What a great job that they have done here at Mason, building up this team.
Credit to Coach Blair Lewis. Kennedy Calhoun. What?
That was very slick. She slid on the floor and went behind the back. 7-6, Simon will hand off to Gray. Gray still looking to get going here. Glenn being guarded by Kaja. Give off to Wallace, and there's a travel. Yeah, she took multiple steps on that one.
I see that one.
And so that will send us to the media timeout, ladies and gentlemen. And with 4 minutes and 34 seconds, Mason holds a 1-point lead at the moment over St. Louis, but it's been a very competitive game to get started. We'll be back here in just a second on the Legacy Maker Sports Network with a little bit more action. Today's broadcast is being brought to you by Crossroads Community Services Board. Crossroads is having their Children's Mental Health Awareness Day, Saturday, May the 3rd, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Tom Scott Park in Amelia, Virginia. That's 16441 Five Forks Road, Amelia, Virginia, 23002. This will be a day filled with free family fun, bouncy houses, face painting, popcorn, and games, plus resources for parents and much, much more. Food vendors will also be available, and the first 150 guests will receive a free meal. So make sure you come out and support the Children's Mental Health Awareness Day from Crossroads Community Services Board. Crossroads Community Services Board is one of 39 Virginia Community Services Boards. Crossroads offers community resources for mental health, developmental disability services, substance use disorder counseling, drug prevention programs, family therapists, and much more. Crossroads services the counties of Amelia, Buckingham, Charlotte, Cumberland, Lunenburg, Nottoway, and Prince Edward counties in Virginia. If you would like to reach out to the administrative services, you can reach them by mail at 60 Bush River Drive, Farmville, Virginia, 23901, or by phone at 434-392-3187. They're open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Also, their national line is 866-307-0370. Any emergency services 24/7 is 800-548-1688. And if you need to reach out to the National Suicide Crisis Line, just dial pound 988. We are back. 4 minutes and 34 seconds left here in the first quarter. George Mason up 7-6. Tight one so far. Both teams very competitive, Russ. And, you know, it seems like they're trading back and forth on the shots. But it looks like we're in for another good one.
Oh, yeah, we are. We're in for a banger right now. You see who reaches into their bag of bench tricks first, too.
So Mitchell has control to Suarez. Suarez in a little trouble. And she kicks it over. And Suarez knocks down the three.
Another three.
Taking the pass from Volker to knock down the three.
Your second three already.
This George Mason team looks dangerous.
Yeah, man. Who are you telling?
And Umeli is now in the game for St. Louis.
But St. Louis has missed their last three shots. 3 turnovers in the last minute and a half, so they got to clean it up and, you know, be a little bit more accurate.
Glenn over to Simon inside.
Nope.
And blocked. And a shot clock violation. That's another one.
Is that her? We were talking about her, Milani, before pregame. That presence down low for George Mason.
Yeah, Kasia just comes through, gets the block with the left hand.
Yeah, man.
3 minutes, 42 seconds, 10-6, Mason up.
Milani Kasia, she is a difference maker for George Mason.
Three for Suarez, and she knocks it down. 3 threes for Suarez to get things started.
The Spanish sensation, knocking them down.
I like that.
Hey, man.
I like that.
Give me some time. I'm going to give everyone a good nickname.
Calhoun under a little pressure there from Suarez. Got a 7-point lead for Mason. Simon with a great pass to Calhoun, but she almost lost it. Back to Simon. Simon spin around, turn around jumper there from the elbow, and it's completely short.
St. Louis is just playing out of focus right now. I think that's why Coach Tillett just called the timeout.
It's a smart timeout by Coach Tillett. Kind of get things back in order here. Down by 7. Suarez on fire right now. What a great start for Suarez. I mean, what else could you want?
3 for 3 from three-point land for all her 9 points.
Walton and Mitchell, the other two, scoring for this team. But man, what an impressive start here for Mason, and especially for Paula Suarez.
Yeah, there's not much going on right now. It's mostly just shots, and George Mason on the 8-0 run for the last 2 minutes. There's St. Louis just turnover happy right now. They're playing, like I said, they're playing unfocused right now because this is not Coach Tillett ball. And I know she's annoyed right now. I know she is.
She has to be. A 13-2 run overall in the last 4 minutes.
Yep. And 6 turnovers in the last 4 minutes. That is not good. And they're letting their most improved player in the conference get hot.
Kasia driving inside against Glenn. That's a charge.
Charge all day.
And Yumeli, she's taken a couple of charges so far in this tournament.
And she was outside the circle, had her feet set. She was ready to go.
She was not playing around.
We get two fresh subs in. Young Tillett and Peyton Kennedy in the game now.
Tillett made a big basket last night, and when she did, the whole team erupted on the side.
I kind of want to call her G-Unit because she's the young buck. I don't know why. She's the young Tillett.
Tillett over to Anumeli. Anumeli's 3 off the side of the rim. Great offensive rebound by Peyton Kennedy. Tillett over to Kennedy for 3.
Oh,
off the back of the rim, rebound by Suarez.
Oh, that's dangerous. Suarez having the ball right now is dangerous.
Suarez looking across to Mitchell. Mitchell trying to drive the baseline, but Calhoun's there to stop her. Kasia trying to work against Gray. Lost it. Gray with the steal.
There we go. Good buckets driving.
Gray trying to back down Suarez. And misses off the front of the rim. Kasia with the rebound.
I hate to say it, that might be a mismatch right there. Brooklyn Gray, even though she's technically shorter than Suarez, she just has a bigger body. She's aware of how to use it too. Suarez is a little bit more on the tall, skinny side, but she's dangerous from the outside. So Brooklyn Gray there, I say, is a little bit of a mismatch on Suarez on the defensive side.
Taviana Habib is back in the game for George Mason.
Kennedy Harris with the ball.
Harris trying to find something here. She finds Mitchell, but Mitchell is double teamed. Walton 3.
No good.
And that's going to be last out on Walton. It hit off her arm. It'll be St. Louis basketball.
I'm interested to see how this St. Louis team right now operates on the floor with young Tillett and Kennedy Calhoun on the at the same time. Because they're both kind of that point guard that takes charge. So who's going to be the one setting up the plays?
That'll be the question.
Could they use young Tillett as a scoring option? Because she can shoot. She's not a bad shooter.
And she's kind of seen herself a lot more of a facilitator from what we've been able to see, but she can shoot the ball.
She carries herself like a mother, and she just has a mind for the game.
Inside there to Shavers and Peyton Kennedy.
Right on cue. Right on cue with the easy rebound and put back.
The senior making big plays for St. Louis.
It's their Swiss Army knife right there.
3 corner, and that's Habib, and she is fouled.
Peyton Kennedy.
And if that's Peyton Kennedy, that's her second.
Second foul already before the end of the first quarter.
They're going to end up, they have to take her out, and they are. Gray's going to come in.
Here comes Brooklyn Gray.
She got, you mentioned her being in foul trouble yesterday.
She fouled out.
Yeah, and now she's right back at the bench early. We're not even past the first quarter. She's got 2.
Yeah. I mean, you look at it yesterday, the fouling out, it's almost kind of like how it went yesterday. She had 2 fouls by the end of the first. She was 2 fouls at the end of the first half. She had 3, actually all by the end of the first half yesterday. So she was already on a time limit, on a little bit of a leash by halftime, and she's unfortunately working herself into that same situation there.
So Habib trying to go 2 for 2. And she does. 15-8. Habib, who shoots 76% from the free throw line.
St. Louis just kind of looks outmatched right now. And it's unfortunate to say, but sometimes you just got to call a spade a spade.
That's true. I mean, but Mason has made it look a little effortless so far. And here's Harris with a steal. And a great assist on that one from Greenberg, who tipped the ball away. Harris for 3. And there's going to be another 3 shots as Ann Umeli is called on the foul.
St. Louis has 4 personal fouls right now.
Yeah, they're living in dangerous territory this early in this contest. There's 45 seconds left in the first, and they're already collecting foul trouble for some of their players.
5 fouls, I think, now after this one.
17-8.
Mason's in the bonus already.
Knocks down the second.
12-2, a 13-2 run now. Shoot.
Imagine going on a 6-0 run just off of free throws in less than a minute. That's what Mason just did. They went on a 6-0 run off of free throws.
Ooh.
Calhoun up to Simon. Simon tried to dish it off to Shavers for 2. 19-10. Habib pull up on the baseline. Rebound by Tilly. Tilly looking ahead. What a great pass to Calhoun. You gotta finish it. No.
Oh.
And Calhoun, ooh.
She getting spidered right there.
She got up quick.
She getting scorpion real quick down there in the bucket. I think she might have been too fast for her own good. She might have ran past the bucket too quick.
And Shavers was there to kind of help her up as quick as possible.
Thank God. Lord knows
Habib for 3. Off the back of the rim. Rebound by Walt. What a tough rebound. And what a way to finish.
You can't do that. You got to close out. Oh, my God.
When I tell you that the Patriots are on a mission, they're on a mission.
These Billikens, they're in trouble right now.
And here's the other beautiful thing. Look at the Mason crowd. A lot of green and gold out there. We got some fat heads out there, too, with player faces on there.
They drove down.
They said, we're going to take this hour and 50-minute ride.
They're technically still a Virginia team. So,
That's right.
They're like, VCU let y'all down, but we got you.
But we got you. We can still give you
Richmond
an
barely
all-Virginia
squeaked
final.
by, but we got you.
And a great one right now to get started for Mason.
And
well,
the
that
scoreboard's acting up again.
Oh, they got the backup one. I saw it in the back.
They better put it up. This thing is going off again.
And they're good for one whole game. Shame, shame, shame. Well, we'll be back in a second here on the Legacy Makers Sports Network. George Mason up 21-10 over St. Louis. Legacy Financial Wellness with Rita Stewart. Let Rita help you safeguard your family's future while you focus on living your best life. Discover the peace of mind that comes with having the right financial plan in place. Rita Stewart is a dedicated and experienced financial professional ready to guide you on your financial journey. Her expertise lies in helping clients create a robust and enduring financial foundation to build on into the future. So you can reach out to Rita Stewart by phone at 804-677-7555, on Instagram at Money Matters NT, on the World Wide Web at LegacyFinancialWellness.com, on Facebook at Legacy Financial Wellness, or at her personal email at rita.stewart@5ringsfinancial.com. Legendary Culture Films, one of the hottest and upcoming movie production companies, would like to let you know about a couple movies that they have out currently, and one of them on the way. First, the movie Black Sheep, currently airing on Tubi, is about a young hustler trying to make the transition from the streets, becomes an outcast and the target, and it turns into war in the city. It is a great movie. If you want to catch it, it's on Tubi right now. Another great movie that's coming to Tubi soon, Legend Has It. It's about a young warlock seeking revenge on his mother's killers, an action-packed thriller that will have you out of your seats. Legend Has It is coming soon from Legendary Culture Films.
I'm gonna tell you before we get started, boss. Don't do that again.
What? I was directing the band, ladies and gentlemen. Don't.
No, you weren't.
Let's direct
Congratulations to Lex Luger.
Hey, shout out to now WWE Hall of Fame inductee Lex Luger, who will be getting into the WWE Hall of Fame. So shout out to Lex Luger.
They ain't got to get my man while he was with a DDP yoga session, though, man.
Yeah, they set him up smooth. We definitely got to take a peek at that a little bit later. Man. 21-10, and now Walden heading to the free throw line here. Knocks one down. This is such a great start for Mason.
This is what they wanted. They're playing their kind of ball, and I think Coach Blair Lewis is very happy with how it's turning out right now, but still thinks, I almost 100% know that she still wants to do better. She's still going to find some way to find improvement out of this game.
Yeah, the turnaround that she's had here at Mason is absolutely amazing. Great job by Coach Blair Lewis.
They finished the year with the most wins they've had in the season so far. So,
and a three, and there she is.
Get buckets. Get buckets.
So Brooklyn Gray with the three. Look at Suarez driving off the glass. Can't get it to go. Habib with a tough rebound. Finds Walden amongst the crowd. Another rebound by Walden. Walden is fighting down there with Kennedy. Calhoun.
Ooh.
Oh, Kasia battling, and it falls. That is tough physical play, and once again, the referees are letting them play.
Now they are.
Yeah, for a little bit, yeah.
Not, at the end of a game with a winning shot.
Yeah.
I mean, if I ain't gonna say it, Coach Burt, I stand with you, Coach Burt.
25-13, 12-point lead.
But they're letting them play. They're letting them get physical.
Greenberg knocks it down. 2 feet behind the free throw line.
The pull-up shot right there, coming around the screen.
14-point game right now for George Mason.
I don't want to say St. Louis is rattled, but they're definitely unfocused. And it's hard to say that they aren't when they had that many turnovers in consecutive manner at the end of that first quarter.
Yeah, that was a really tough goal for them.
Like that's a sign right there, and they just got another turnover right now.
And the crazy thing is, it's 9-7. It's actually close turnover-wise, but St. Louis's turnovers they've come in worse positions.
St. Louis's turnovers are cutting off their opportunities. George Mason is still making their shots, and they're both shooting decently well from the field. It's just George Mason is just lights out right now.
Suarez misses her jump shot, and then Kasia had an opportunity that she missed, and then Walden came in, and she's She was fouled. No, this is going to be St. Louis basketball. St. Louis down by 14. Mason has just come out swinging.
A new player on the floor, too. Haven't seen her in a while.
But you know what's keeping Mason in the game? Free throws. 10 for 10 from the free throw line right now.
You mean extending their lead in the range?
That's what I mean, yeah, in that range. Yeah, you know what I meant. Look. But that's why Mason is up the way they are right now.
I think that was a block right there.
They've taken care of business from the free throw line. I know that's got to make you smile.
I think Greenberg just got
Greenberg.
a block from Simon. Ooh.
Gray with the rebound.
Get buckets.
And Gray. Oh, crossover move.
Crossover.
Step back. Brooklyn Gray can't get it to fall. And a rebound by Kasia.
The sound I made is the look on her face after she missed that shot. that should have went in.
Kasia right now has
Nope.
5 rebounds.
Peyton Kennedy with the steal. Nope. Oh, now he called. Peyton Kennedy with the steal after cutting off the pass down low.
27-13. There's 7 minutes and 5 seconds left here in the second as Kennedy Harris will come into the game.
3 Kennedys on the floor again.
Yep. As Kennedy Calhoun will bring it up the floor.
There's a pretty good crowd here, too, as well for George Mason and St. Louis, too.
Yes, nice crowd out here tonight. Peyton Kennedy, a little short. Simon with the rebound. Looks inside. Oh, Kennedy had a shot at it. She decides to pass it up. Simon.
She's trying to make that extra pass. Sometimes being too generous is a bad thing.
Walton looking in for Kasia. Kasia takes a couple dribbles. As she tries to go inside, and Brooklyn Gray will knock it away. It will stay with Mason.
I think that Peyton Kennedy sometimes is a little bit too generous. She had a shot herself. She wanted to make the nice pass, and I don't blame her for wanting to be a facilitator. Sometimes you got to have that killer instinct yourself too.
And she had it. It was just her there.
She was screaming for the ball to get it down low.
Suarez floater is no go, and Glenn with the rebound. Calhoun up the floor. Crossover move by Calhoun. He gives it to Gray. Oh, Gray just sent Harris.
Offensive foul?
Underneath the basket.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if it was offensive foul or if she stepped out of bounds, but she did something. She sent her set flying like a 747.
So 6:05 left here in the second. 14-point lead right now. Mason has cooled off just a smidget. And unfortunately, St. Louis has not been able to take advantage of it.
Kenny Calhoun picks up her second foul already.
And a nice move by Walton.
Walton getting started.
First team all conference. First team all defense. What an impressive season for the sophomore.
Yeah, it really was a redshirt sophomore. Not the only one, though. They had Kennedy Harris and Paul Suarez on the all-conference second team. They had, Walton also on the offense defense team, like you said. So they got some winners on their team. They got some good gamers. St. Louis is already in foul trouble, so that's not foul trouble, but the players are. They got too many players with 2 fouls already.
Well, and that's an interesting point that you brought up, because we saw Bergstrom, who's in the game for the first time. We hadn't seen her that much, and that tells you how much foul trouble that St. Louis is in. Kennedy Calhoun off the glass for 2.
Not gonna lie, I thought that was gonna be a travel for a second. But yeah, Bergstrom herself, she played a minute last game. Kennedy Calhoun scores, Kennedy Harris scores.
No, back-to-back.
Bergstrom, ooh, swirled out.
Bergstrom couldn't get that one to go. The freshman.
But you have Kennedy Calhoun with 3 fouls. You have Peyton Kennedy with 2 fouls. You got Anna Molly with 2 fouls. You have Brooklyn Gray with 2 fouls. That is way too much right now.
And then, like I said, now they had to go deep into their bench. Starting to go deep into their bench.
Ooh, almost. And it's not even like, I don't want to say it's not their fault, but it's like the grit and the heart and the toughness.
Oh, that's a charging foul. Peyton,
right on cue.
Peyton Kennedy had to step up there.
The grit and the toughness that she plays with, it's almost expected her to be like somewhat that physical and be close to fouls, just because Peyton Kennedy plays hard 100% of the time. That's just what she does.
So 35-15, a 20-point lead for George Mason here as we head to the media timeout. What an impressive start for the Patriots. They mean business.
They're on the 12-2 run.
And they're doing a phenomenal, shooting 48% from the field. They're 11 for 11 from the free throw line. They're just doing everything they need to do. Walden leading the way with 11. Suarez has 9 so far for George Mason. We'll be back in a second here on the Legacy Maker Sports Network. We'll be back with a little bit more of this first half of action. Bernard's Towing. If you find yourself in a jam and need help getting your vehicle out of a tough situation, Bernard's Towing is there to help you get your car where you need it to be. Remember, call us once and be hooked. You can contact Bernard's Towing at 804-380-2774 or at 804-495-5111. Dream Clean LLC with Darrell Jones. They do commercial, residential, move-in/move out, post-construction, and organizational services. You can reach us at 804-933-5314. And remember, you can get a Dream Clean with the Dream Team. Dream Clean LLC. Big Jack's Cooking with Orlon Big Jack Jackson. They specialize in Southern comfort food. Orlon told us one time in a broadcast, if it's comfortable, they'll cook it. So if you're looking for amazing Southern comfort food, reach out to Big Jack's Cooking at 8830 Otterburn Road. Virginia 23002. Or by phone at 804-405-0330. You can also email Big Jack at bigjackscooking@gmail.com. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm just saying,
The second
George
half.
Mason cheerleader, that dude could flip.
All I know,
the
he was grimacing a little bit when he came back, ladies and gentlemen, but he handled it like a pro.
Anything for the Spirit Squad. I mean, I'm all about them deep cuts, boss. I can't help it.
35-15.
Ooh, not a great pass.
4 minutes and 15 seconds left here in the second. $20-point lead for George Mason.
McNeil in the game now too.
Yeah, Kamai McNeil, who joined the Patriots after 1 year at Syracuse, now on the floor.
Has good experience. Ooh, short. I don't know if it was a foul, but that shot was short, or a block. And then Hannah Wallace gets called for something anyway, so. another St. Louis player with getting fouled. They're popping up out of nowhere. And you look at it, 10 personal fouls in the first half to George Mason's 4.
And so once again, Mason heading to the line. It's Harris, knocks it down.
St. Louis has gotten them into the bonus in the first and second quarter.
21-point lead. Knocks it down again. What an impressive start from the free throw line here for George Mason.
I love it. I love every second of it, man.
I know you happy.
Oh,
I know
very
you're happy.
Free throws, man. Free throws change a whole game. They can keep you in a game, or they can give you a dominant game. Wallace with the shot and buckets. The Syracuse transplant.
Oh, the Syracuse transplant go crazy.
I'm just saying, they're good.
Caja.
Ooh, offensive foul.
And it'll give St. Louis the basketball.
And the way that St. Louis right now is in foul trouble, they have to play with the secondary squad with their starters spotted in, because they can't keep them all on the floor because they keep getting fouled.
Yeah, and then you just got to be real smart here.
Like Kennedy Calhoun is done for the first half with 3 fouls already. Ooh, nice
And
pass.
with the 2 points there.
I don't know if she'll get credit for the assist because it got tipped a little bit.
Mitchell driving, will kick it out to Walden, to McNeil. McNeil knocks down the 3.
The lefty stroke, nice.
Some teams haven't been able to score 40 so far, and George Mason has 40 here with 2 minutes left in the second.
I think Duquesne was the only other one that we saw score 40 in the first half so far.
Yes. And we were warned that we could see 80 points easily.
Yeah, I was just about to say, we were warned about that before this game, and George Mason looks ready to score 40 in the first half.
I mean, this is how deep this George Mason team is. McNeil coming in and doing some really good things off the bat here. So McNeil, Volker also on the floor for George Mason. For St. Louis is Tillett, Wallace, Shavers, Glenn,
Nice try.
and
Ooh.
Gray.
There we go. Get buckets.
And that's going to stay here. And Brooklyn Gray is like, nah, that ain't it. Grab my arm.
She was looking for the foul. I don't think she's arguing the call that it was out on her. I just think she was looking for the foul.
Well, it was funny because if you watch, she kind of went into like a spin cycle. She was trying to get past Walden, and she just kept turning.
Walton stayed right there in their way on purpose, and I don't blame her.
40-19. What an impressive showing here by Mason.
Obviously, the rest has not affected them.
Trying to get loose there. Harris misses the 3, and a couple of bodies bouncing into each other. It should be St. Louis basketball here with 2:08 left.
Yeah, I think that's a foul on Mitchell there.
(40-19). 2 minutes left. Tillett moving over to Glenn, back to Tillett. Tillett inside to Gray. Gray trying to work here, knocks it down.
There we go.
Right from the A10 logo with the jumper. 40-21, minute 45 here left in this first half. George Mason in complete control. Volker over to Harris from the wing. Harris back to the top, then to McNeil. Volker from the baseline. No good with Wallace with the offensive rebound. Back to McNeil, who goes behind the back. Looks for Walden, who almost lost it, but able to retrieve. Now Walden trying to work inside. Mitchell, corner 3. And it decided not to go in at the end, but Mitchell able to get the offensive rebound.
Bounce around.
McNeil, 3.
And they get
And
another rebound.
one. 3 offensive rebounds, and that one is going the other way.
Foul, yep. Shaver
Shaver.
set her foot outside the half circle. That's a charge every time.
It was a chaotic possession, a couple possessions there.
That was one possession because they kept getting offensive rebound.
It felt like multiple the way that was going.
That was just the tip around. Like George Mason didn't just go up and grab everyone. They just tipped it until they got it.
40-21, 19-point lead. Tillett has it. Gray tries to dish it to Glenn, and Glenn won't get it to go. And Wallace smartly didn't dive into the scores table over there.
Thank God.
She thought about it, and she's like, nah, I think I'm going to play it a better way. You know, right now, watching this, Russ, you made a very good point. If you look on their bench, look who's on their bench right now for St. Louis.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
Simon, Kennedy, Calhoun, Amumeli, and so they're all on the bench, and they can't. It's like they're tied up. They can't. They're may not ready for their younger players to come out on the floor just yet. You know, some of those people that are deep in the bench. So there's some. You know, they've got a lot of interesting situations.
Glanton, Shavers, Bergstrom, they're all about to get some real good minutes in here. Tillett, too, just because Calhoun is handcuffed to that bench for the next 44 seconds.
Yeah, and
3 fouls, you're out for the rest of the first half.
And Tillett is usually one of their first off the bench, but now she had to play a lot of minutes here.
They're Sixth Woman of the Year.
Yeah, Glenn, another one who had to go and do a lot, you know, coming in and helping Shavers, who, you know, it's just, they've put themselves in a pretty bad position to get started here.
They have. It's just, it's not good. Not to mention they're struggling to shoot the three right now. Peyton Kennedy's 0 for 3. Kennedy Calhoun's 0 for 3. The only one to make one is Brooklyn Gray. Other than that, they're 1 for 10 as a team shooting the three right now in this first half.
It's just a tough way to start
easy math.
Any game.
10%.
10%.
Easy math.
And the Billikens is dancing.
I don't know where he is.
I'm scared. It's behind us, but I don't want.
You want me to flag him down for you, boss?
Nah, don't you bring that thing over here. No, don't you bring it.
You want to say hi to the magical elf?
No, I don't want to see the Billikens.
Sure?
I'm okay.
Your face tells a different story, though, bro.
My face tells a story that I don't want to see.
Your face says, I can't wait to meet the Billikens.
I've met him.
Again.
I don't want to meet him anymore. No, we're good. We're good. You know, funny story about that. I was walking around here in this beautiful facility here at the Henrico Sports and Event Center, and the young lady, security guard, saw me talking about the mascots, and she said, I heard her tell another lady, yeah, the guy in the bathroom's afraid of the mascots. I was like, I'm not afraid of them, but just think they're creepy.
Kind of our boss. I'm just saying.
Oh. So we're back 35 seconds.
Shot.
And they doing. And she's going to make it. Watch over off the glass there for Bergstrom.
I don't know what's going on there, but that's just a complete lack of focus.
Yeah, they bring in Wallace.
But they still got Shavers, Glanton, and Tillett on the floor.
And like you said, they really have no choice to kind of handicap here for the next 30 seconds. They can just.
Then the Spanish sniper with the ball right now.
The sensation has been on. Suarez.
He was ready to say that was a good one.
Hey, it looked good from here. Tillett with 10 seconds left. Gray, they're going to give it to Gray to see what she can do. 5 seconds. 4, 3. Gray.
No, too much.
And that's off the glass and a tough first half here for St. Louis. Man, oh man, oh man. Look, really, really tough spot for the Billikens to be in right now as we get ready for the half. And what are your thoughts here, Russ? Not what we thought we would see from St. Louis, but man, how impressive has George Mason been?
Very impressive. 40% from the field, 41% from three, 100% from the charity stripe. Just complete domination right now by George Mason. I don't think there's anything else you can say. It's just complete domination.
Yeah, and you know, not to harp on too much stuff here, but the real difference in this game are the free throws. 13 for 13 right now for George Mason. You take those away, this is a 5-point game. And so an amazing job by the Patriots getting to the line and knocking down the ones that are free.
Yeah. And credit to George Mason for not sending St. Louis on the line at all so far in the first half. They got him to the bonus right there at the end of the at the end of the half. But then they're like, nah, no more. You ain't getting no free shots on us right now.
It's no free throws.
No.
And that's a rare thing to see. I mean, it happens, but it's rare to see it at this point where just nothing.
It's pretty crazy.
Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Looking at the points right now, Walton leading the way for George Mason, 11 points on the day. Harris has 8. Suarez has 9. We've got Mitchell with 2. Habib, McNeil both have 3, and Kasia has 2. Now, Kasia has 6 rebounds on the day, along with Walton, who has 5. So, great performance so far from the team. They're shooting 40% from the field. Not doing anything crazy spectacular, just taking care of business where they need to. On the St. Louis side of things, Gray has 5 points, and then Wallace, Shavers, and Calhoun all have 4. Glenn and Peyton Kennedy, have 2. What does St. Louis have to do if they want any chance to try to get back in this one?
Stop fouling. Stop fouling and make your three-pointers at this point, because they're just under 10% three-point shooting in the first half is abysmal, to say the absolute least. And then just the fact that they gave him 13 shots already in free throw doesn't sound like a lot, but when you make all of those 13 shots and they end at the half with almost a 20-point lead right now, that 13 means a lot.
Yeah, it's a really tough deal right now, and 1 for 11 from the three-point line.
Yeah.
They haven't scored in 2 minutes leading up to that. Mason actually had a little bit of a drought too going into that last part, but nevertheless, both teams played hard. But man, George Mason just looks superior right now. They look really good, Russ, really good. Well, with that being said, we're heading to half. We'll be back here in about 13 minutes here on the Legacy Makers Sports Network to bring you more of this broadcast. Once again, we thank you all for tuning in. We got the second half of action coming your way in just a bit. Today's broadcast is being brought to you by Crossroads Community Services Board. Crossroads is having their Children's Mental Health Awareness Day, Saturday, May the 3rd, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Tom Scott Park in Amelia, Virginia. That's 16441 Five Forks Road, Amelia, Virginia, 23002. This will be a day filled with free family fun, bouncy houses, face painting, popcorn, and games, plus resources for parents and much, much more. Food vendors will also be available, and the first 150 guests will receive a free meal. So make sure you come out and support the Children's Mental Health Awareness Day from Crossroads Community Services Board. Crossroads Community Services Board is one of 39 Virginia Community Services Boards. Crossroads offers community resources for mental health, developmental disability services, substance use disorder counseling, drug prevention programs, family therapists, and much more. Crossroads services the counties of Amelia, Buckingham, Charlotte, Cumberland, Lunenburg, Nottoway, and Prince Edward counties in Virginia. If you would like to reach out to the administrative services, you can reach them by mail at 60 Bush River Drive, Farmville, Virginia, 23901, or by phone at 434-392-3187. They're open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Also, their national line is 866-307-0370. Any emergency services 24/7 is 800-548-1688. And if you need to reach out to the National Suicide Crisis Line, just dial pound 988. Legacy Financial Wellness with Rita Stewart. Let Rita help you safeguard your family's future while you focus on living your best life. Discover the peace of mind that comes with having the right financial plan in place. Rita Stewart is a dedicated and experienced financial professional ready to guide you on your financial journey. Her expertise lies in helping clients create a robust and enduring financial foundation to build on into the future. So you can reach All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Third quarter action underway here. George Mason up 40-21. In full control of this one. Walden will give it over to Suarez. Suarez in between the legs, working a little magic here. Over to Kasia, back to Suarez, who will dribble inside with the floater and knocks it down for two. 21-point lead. St. Louis bringing it up the floor. Gray over to Mitchell. And then Mitchell will take it in easily for two. 44-21. And right off the bat, George Mason able to get two baskets, and now Peyton Kennedy's three. He's a little short. Kasia with the rebound. And Suarez in between the legs with Gray guarding her. And Gray now had to switch off to go to Kasia, and Gray's able to kind of knock it around a little bit.
Sorry about that, boss.
Oh, no, you're fine, man. We got Mason scoring two baskets right off the bat.
I see. Score went up.
44-21. Gray's shot is short. Habib on the move here from Mason.
Wide open.
And Wallace looking for Suarez, a three short. Mitchell looked like she was about to go with it, but then she dumps it off to Walden, and Walden is fouled. (44-21). A 23-point lead for George Mason here in the third. Walden trying to get inside against Simon. A lot of contact there. The ball now loose, and Peyton Kennedy,
ladies.
And I think Mitchell's the last one to touch it. It'll go to St. Louis.
Kennedy and Peyton fighting each other for the ball. It's intense.
And right now, if you're St. Louis, you know, you got to start chipping away.
Somehow.
And you got to, that's the thing. You got to chip away and make some defensive stops and just take full advantage of every opportunity. And when you're down this much, that's what you have to do. And if you can't make that happen, it's going to be an extremely long night in this, especially in this second half.
Well, I mean, they're getting outplayed right now in every facet of the game. They have roughly the same amount of shots, but George Mason has made more of them. They're better from three right now. They're better from free throws. It's just George Mason is not making many mistakes, if any, right now.
And you've been able to see Mason really play at a high level in this one. And it's shown throughout.
And there's another starter with a second foul.
Shivers to Calhoun. Driving inside.
Ooh, that was scary. Happens every game.
Yeah, just at least once. Walden now going inside to Kasia. Kasia, good job by Peyton Kennedy. Hand straight up to knock the ball away. Now Brooklyn Gray trying to make something. A little shove, and it's a charging foul.
That's number 3.
And now, the funny thing is, you know, like, you know, no free throws so far for St. Louis. And all the fouls that have been called where, you know, maybe St. Louis would have had a chance to go to a free throw line or any type of foul has been a charging foul against Mason towards them, but not enough to get to the free throw line.
No, just they're playing smart within their game, and George Mason is obviously very well coached this year, and that's not to say that Coach Tillett hasn't coached her squad up either. It's just George Mason came out to play, and right now St. Louis can't keep up.
Yeah, the circumstances have really put St. Louis in a bad spot right now.
Which is crazy because, like, you know, when we saw them yesterday, they looked nothing like this. They shot well. The turnovers, unfortunately, were still pretty high. But they shot well from the field at least yesterday. They got into foul trouble again. We mentioned that pregame. Calhoun and Peyton Kennedy both fouling out of the game. And it's just unfortunate that they're finding themselves in the same trap, but worse today.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, you know, right now they're in such a bad position on the foul front. It's just hoping that they can try to turn it around. But we will see. We will see. But next, after this one, we have one last matchup of the day. The number 3 seed Davidson Wildcats will take on the number 6 seed Dayton Flyers. That'll be our last day in these 2 long days here. This is the 3rd day, but long days here. The second round yesterday, 4 games. The quarterfinal, 4 games. Tomorrow, only 2 games. Those will be the semifinal games, and then Sunday the championship. So 14 games so far, or 14 games total. And so far, this is our 10th game. But it has been a fun ride here in the 2025 Atlantic 10 Women's Tournament here in Henrico, Virginia at the Henrico Sports and Event Center. Band's jamming in the background. Between Mason and St. Louis has been some good stuff.
I mean, I'm waiting for Mason to start playing. I keep chatting with that band leader when I go over every time. I'm like, my man knows what it's about.
Yeah, he got the shades on in the building. Knock a lot at first glance. I thought it was Steve Harvey. I had to take a second look.
Stop.
All I saw was the glasses, and I was like, wait a minute. And I said, okay, that's not.
And we got some subs back out on the floor for St. Louis.
44-21. Suarez has the ball at the top. Working against Anumeli. Harris now dribbling towards the elbow, then pulls back out to the wing. Inside to Kasia, then Harris for a 3-pointer. 47.
Kennedy violence.
Yes, it is, and it's a tragedy.
It's starting to get ugly now.
47-21. And we'll be honest with you, that second quarter, just not having some of your key players in for a nice chunk of the quarter really puts them in a bad spot.
Ooh, good steal.
And Umeli.
Don't lose it right back.
Trying to gain her balance there, but Suarez is right there. Swarming all over. 6 minutes and 9 seconds. Kennedy Calhoun trying to drive, and Mitchell is right there waiting for her.
It's crazy to me how they have those little quick floor huddles right next to each other.
Yeah.
Like, who's not paying attention to the other huddle? That's what I'm saying. Like,
who's the huddle spy? Those are the questions.
You don't know who it is because y'all are right next to each other, so might as well all be huddle spies.
47-23.
And Umeli misses the shot. It's just difficult for them right now because the shots aren't falling. They're not getting fouled, so they can't try on the free throw line. And just nothing is going their way. And they're playing unfocused basketball. They're getting too many turnovers at the wrong time.
Yeah, and right now they're trying to swarm Walden, and they do just that. And Umeli driving over to Calhoun, and now she decides to back it up.
They almost don't know how to capitalize off of something like that. But they get that one, thank God.
Shavers, 22-point game.
She's gonna have to be there somewhere.
My only concern is, when you're pressing like this, sometimes you press so hard to try to get back into it, then you wear yourself out at one point.
And I mean, this is just the beginning. We're halfway through the third quarter, in a sense, and it's still far from over because you have the three-headed monster of Harris, Suarez, and Walton all with 3 points for George Mason. And Kasia dominating on the boards as expected. And then they made a rare blunder mistake like that, just non-focus, somehow didn't even realize the shot clock was running out.
And right now, that gives St. Louis the ball back. So a chance for St. Louis to inch a little bit closer. Kennedy and Umeli. And Kennedy will swing it inside. There to Shavers. Back out to Calhoun, who drives. Her shot attempt doesn't go. Now Glanting with an opportunity. Now she's going to head to the line.
All right. I think the scoreboard dude is a little not paying attention. Doesn't know who's on the floor right now. Whoever was controlling the scoreboard earlier is doing the same thing with the lineups here.
He's like, somebody there.
I'm just saying.
He's like, somebody's there. I don't know. So, with 4 minutes and 48 seconds, we're here at the media timeout. We'll be back with more here on the Legacy Maker Sports Network. George Mason is up by 22 points, 47-25 over St. Louis. Today's broadcast is being brought to you by Crossroads Community Services Board. Crossroads is having their Children's Mental Health Awareness Day, Saturday, May the 3rd, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Tom Scott Park in Amelia, Virginia. That's 16441 Five Forks Road, Amelia, Virginia, 23002. This will be a day filled with free family fun, bouncy houses, face painting, popcorn, and games, plus resources for parents and much, much more. Food vendors will also be available, and the first 150 guests will receive a free meal. So make sure you come out and support the Children's Mental Health Awareness Day from Crossroads Community Services Board. Crossroads Community Services Board is one of 39 Virginia Community Services Boards. Crossroads offers community resources for mental health, developmental disability services, substance use disorder counseling, drug prevention programs, family therapists, and much more. Crossroads services the counties of Amelia, Buckingham, Charlotte, Cumberland, Lunenburg, Nottoway, and Prince Edward counties in Virginia. If you would like to reach out to the administrative services, you can reach them by mail at 60 Bush River Drive, Farmville, Virginia, 23901, or by phone at 434-392-3187. They're open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Also, their national line is 866-307-0370. Any emergency services 24/7 is 800-548-1688. And if you need to reach out to the National Suicide Crisis Line, just dial pound 988. Legacy Financial Wellness with Rita Stewart. Let Rita help you safeguard your family's future while you focus on living your best life. Discover the peace of mind that comes with having the right financial plan in place. Rita Stewart is a dedicated and experienced. Well, we are back as finally St. Louis heads to the free throw line.
About time.
And Glenn knocks down the first. So it goes 2 for 2 from the line. 47-27.
That's a start. That's a start. But what's shocking, should still be shocking, is who went to the final line first for St. Louis.
Yes. Suarez 3 off the back of the rim. Calhoun with the rebound. Chance to inch closer. Calhoun looking for some teammates. Wallace back to Calhoun. Inside. to Shavers, and the foul is on the floor, and it's going to be on Mitchell. You're right, the team huddles are so close. I'm
Saying, man, they're just right next to each other.
Right beside each other. 47-27, 4:27 left on the clock. St. Louis with a spin move off the glass, and a couple of Patriots go to the ground. Volker, one of them. Right now for Mason, it's Volker, Harris, Walden, Greenberg, and Suarez on the floor. For St. Louis, there's Anumeli, Wallace, Calhoun, Glenn, and Shavers.
There we go.
Another free throw.
Gotta make them.
Crazy thing is, St. Louis is one of the best free throw shooting teams in the country. The best in the A10.
Which Mason ain't too far behind. They both shoot over 70%.
47-29. 4 minutes, 15 seconds left here in the third. Suarez across court.
Ooh.
Thought about Greenberg, thought about it, said nope. Suarez over to Volker, knocks down the three. Knocks down the three, 50 points for Mason.
A 32 percentage three-point shooter herself. She may not be the Spanish sniper, but she got some game herself.
Driving inside, looking.
Ooh, nope.
And jump ball's called.
A jump ball? Okay, shoot.
And it's going to go to Mason. I thought it would too, but it's going to go to Mason.
They got a little lucky with the call there. That looked like a foul. Ooh. They're using that full court pressure here.
50-29. There's a three opportunity. Knocks it down.
That's not what you want with the full court
Paige
pressure, though.
Greenberg, the junior. The lead increases. Wallace in a little trouble, swings it to Anumeli for three. And her three is off the back of the rim. Rebound by Suarez. Well, Suarez was in the mix for the rebound.
She was fighting for it.
And they're going to say this is George Mason basketball. Any team that, if Mason moves on, any team that faces Mason, you better be pretty prepared. You better be pretty prepared, because what they've done here is impressive. Suarez driving with the right hand all the way to the basket.
They let her in too easy there.
26-point lead.
And what's crazy is Suarez is a 6-foot guard that plays a lot bigger than she is sometimes. A lot longer.
She's down there with Simon.
Yeah, she ain't afraid. She's got long arms. So she's able to, take on the smaller guards and the bigger forwards.
And back to the free throw line here for Calhoun. Two minutes and 51 seconds left here in this one. Knocks down that first.
There we
Knocks
go.
down the second.
I give them credit where credit's due. They're doing what they got to do with the free throws now that they're getting there.
This is truly impressive. I mean, on the free throw front today,
5 for 5 so far.
18 for 18 total in the game.
6 for 6, actually. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so they had 19 for 19 so far in this game, and that's a really. I don't want to jinx it. Let's let it go. Let's talk about something else.
No, it's
impressive. It's an impressive feat, And to go 19 to 19, and that's combined on both sides, just really impressive. But it's something you have to love, because I know how important free throws are to you.
I do like it. I like it a lot.
55-31, 24-point lead here for Mason. Suarez leading the way with 13 points. Harris has 11. Walden has 11. So 3 of their players in double figures. But every Mason player that has been in the game has scored right now, minus Jada Brown. And Brown just got into the game, so that's really unfair for her. But I'm pretty sure the way this is going, Walden pull-up jumper doesn't go, rebound by Simon. And so you see Coach Blair Lewis kind of, extending her bench a little bit and getting some of her players some valuable tournament time. Wallace, oh, nice shot by Wallace. For the young lady, Wallace, her freshman 6-foot guard, she's one of those players in the A-10, and you see him as a freshman, she's going to be extremely good one day. Like, she's good now, but she can be really great later in the conference.
She's pretty good now, so.
Volker's 3 rattles out, rebound by Glenn. And it will go to St. Louis. 55-33. .202 left here in the third. As Glenn will have an opportunity here. She knocks it down. It's 21 points now. Make it 20-point game. 55-35. Brown flying up the floor to McNeil, and that's a little too much power. And that'll be a timeout here for Mason. So with a minute 55 left here in the third, it's a 20-point lead right now for Mason, 55-35. We'll be back in just a second after this quick commercial break. Legacy Financial Wellness with Rita Stewart. Let Rita help you safeguard your family's future while you focus on living your best life. Discover the peace of mind that comes with having the right financial plan in place. Rita Stewart is a dedicated and experienced financial professional ready to guide you on your financial journey. Her expertise lies in helping clients create a robust and enduring financial foundation to build on into the future. So you can reach out to Rita Stewart by phone at 804-677-7555, on Instagram at Money Matters and T, on the World Wide Web at LegacyFinancialWellness.com, on Facebook at Legacy Financial Wellness.
Oh, nice pass. Good finish.
55-37, and now it's an 18-point game. So a nice little run happening here by St. Louis.
They're still fighting. You got to give them credit there, but it's just stuff like that happening where George Mason gets to the bucket pretty easy.
And Volker ends the 8-0 run there for St. Louis. Simon trying to get something going. McNeil
steals it,
takes it away, and over to Volker it goes. And now Walden has control. .20-point lead. Suarez driving inside. She lost control of it. Able to kick it out to Walden. Now Brown driving, and Brown. Volker will get the rebound off of Brown's miss.
Thought she might have got hit on the wrist there, Volker.
And then up the floor, St. Louis after a defensive rebound, and Andrew Mellon. 18-point game. St. Louis has not given up. They are still fighting here in this one. As the third quarter dwindles down with 30 seconds left, 57-39. Suarez working against Angimelli. Pulls up for three. Suarez three, no good. Volker with the rebound, and then Calhoun fighting for it, and it will go to Mason. Now, Calhoun not happy about it, but that's where it will go. Suarez will take it. 15 seconds, no shot clock. It'll be the last shot here. Mason will try to hold on to it for the last one. At least that's the way it looks. Suarez driving. And it's knocked away by Simon. And Umeli shoots it from the half-court mark, and it's going to go out of bounds. As that sends us to the fourth quarter, ladies and gentlemen. George Mason up by 18. They're 10 minutes away from locking in a trip to the semifinals.
For the first time in team history.
And for the first time in team history. How big would that be for the Mason Patriots? We'll see. We'll be back here with more on the Legacy Maker Sports Network. Bernard's Towing. If you find yourself in a jam and need help getting your vehicle out of a tough situation, Bernard's Towing is there to help you get your car where you need it to be. Remember, call us once and be hooked. You can contact Bernard's Towing at 804-380-2774 or at 804-495-5111. Dream Clean LLC with Darrell Jones. They do commercial, residential, move-in/move out, post-construction, and organizational services. You can reach us at 804-933-5314. And remember, you can get a Dream Clean with the Dream Team. Dream Clean LLC. Big Jack's Cooking with Orlon Big Jack Jackson. They specialize in Southern comfort food. Orlon told us one time in a broadcast, if it's comfortable, they'll cook it. So if you're looking for amazing Southern comfort food, reach out to Big Jack's Cooking at 8830 Otterburn Road, Amelia, Virginia, 23002, or by phone at 804-405-0330. You can also email Big Jack at bigjackscooking@gmail.com. Last but not least, Quality Exterior Services, LLC. Our services: lawn maintenance, gutter cleaning, pressure washing, flower bed maintenance, yard cleanup, and much more. We are licensed and insured commercially and residential. About us, services also include basic gardening tasks such as planting perennials, annuals, shrubs, and trees, lawn and garden maintenance services such as mowing, trimming, and pruning. We service the areas of Amelia, Blackstone, Chesterfield, Farmville, and all of the surrounding counties. So you can reach us at 804-591-6027. And remember, at Quality Exterior Services, LLC, your yard is our priority. And while you're surfing the web, why don't you head on over to the Legacy Maker Sports Network's social media pages and website. You can reach our website at www.legacymakersports.com. You can reach us on our Facebook page at Legacy Maker Sports Network, on Twitter at Legacy Maker SPN. We also know that is X. And on Instagram at Legacy Maker Sports, YouTube at Legacy Maker Sports, LinkedIn at Legacy Maker Sports Network, and on TikTok at Legacy Maker Sports. So go out there, give us a like and a subscribe, and follow us on our social media pages. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back from the break. And right off the bat, we got a Brooklyn Gray 3 knocking in a big one. And it's a 15-point game, Russ.
They're not giving up, but it was getting ugly there for a second.
And this is what you want right here. I mean, if you're Mason, you have to be careful. Obviously, you know, you're a comfortable lead, but you can't play soft here or light, because then you'll be in trouble. The way this team is playing, Harris 3, and that's going to go to St. Louis. And just like that, they're starting to creep. (57-42). Calhoun has it, trying to direct some traffic. Gives it over to Wallace. Wallace to Anumeli, who shoots the 3, knocks it down.
Corner 3.
12-point game. This was a 26-point lead for Mason that's starting to shrink.
They've cut that lead in half, but they still got a lot of work to do.
57-45. Walden behind the back, in trouble, and guess what's a soul? It was stolen by Calhoun. They're gonna call a foul.
Yeah, that's number 4.
She thought she had it.
That's not good.
That was good. That would have made this a 10-point game. All I can say about St. Louis is they got that dog in them. When you think that they're out of it, I mean, what a nice little run here. And now Harris with possession. Looking for another stop. They have to be careful. I know they're trying to get them steals. They have to be careful. Mitchell blocked by Glenn.
Nope. The bench is loving it.
If you're Coach Blair Lewis right now, what are you thinking? I mean, you got your team that, yes, comfortable, a little bit of a comfortable lead, but not the way this St. Louis played the last couple of minutes.
Oh,
And it's knocked away. And Umeli is ahead, and it's too far. A big opportunity wasted there for St. Louis.
That's unfortunate.
And I thought Umeli was going to try to save it, maybe just push it back in, but might have been a little too much there.
To answer your question, though, Coach Blair Lewis just has to tell the team, I think, to settle down. They still have the lead.
Mitchell with the floater, and she's out of bounds.
Stepped out of bounds. Oh,
Wow. Man. I will say this, if St. Louis gets this into the single digits, and then it's just extremely impressive comeback.
They're pushing. They're pushing for it, that's for sure.
No question, no question. Nothing to lose right now for the Billikens. Calhoun, 3 opportunity, rattles out, and Mitchell will get the rebound. Oh man, you got players diving all over the floor. The fight is in. Suarez driving up the floor for Mason. Kicks it out to Walden. And Suarez will take her time, being guarded by Brooklyn Gray, but you can see the intensity in Brooklyn Gray's eyes from here. She is focused in on Suarez to make one false mistake. Suarez in trouble, kicks it out to Harris. Steps in from the 3-point line, knocks down the jumper. Much needed jumper there for Mason. 7 minutes and 25 seconds left here in the fourth. Calhoun over to Wallace. 14-point game. Gray looks. And Umeli's 3 off the back of the rim, and Kasia with a nice rebound. Now Suarez. Slow it down here, and you got to be careful if you're St. Louis here, because now you don't want the Patriots to go on a run. Mitchell rebound, and it's going to be a foul.
I think it's on Shavers, I want to say.
Wondering right now, you know, all that energy that St. Louis put into getting in this spot. Are they just tired?
I don't know if they're tired, but they're definitely just playing sloppy. The way they started the game and the turnovers in the first half, but they're cleaning it up now, and they're forcing turnovers themselves. So there's that too. So right now, I think what they're doing is somewhat winning for them. They just have to keep believing in what they're doing is the right thing.
Oh, the free throws continue here. Mason done a fabulous job from the line, as well as St. Louis. 14 for 14 from the free throw line today for Mason. St. Louis is 8 for 8. 21 to 45. Now St. Louis needs a big, and Umeli 3, and she's fouled. She'll head to the free throw line for 3. So a chance to answer back here.
Makes the first one.
61-46. And it continues. 61-47. 6 minutes and 31 seconds down by 14 here for St. Louis. As Anumeli at the free throw line for the Billikens. And it continues. What an impressive performance from the free throw line on both sides today. 61-48, 13-point game. Suarez. Harris is being harassed by Calhoun. Walden over to Harris. Johns is now in the game for St. Louis. First time seeing her. And Unelli. Suarez kicks it out to Harris. Harris driving from the wing, pull up, jumper. Oh my, oh, what a cold jumper from the baseline by Kennedy Harris. Beautifully done. And Umeli's three off the back of the rim, rebound Suarez. 15-point game, 5 minutes and 49 seconds to go. Suarez gives it off to Walden, and Walden over to Harris at the top. Looks like Glennon will make a return to the game. 15-point game right now. Harris working against Anumeli. They swing it to Suarez, who drives the baseline, kicks it into Casia, and it rolls off. But she'll head to the line. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. (63-48). Here with 5 minutes and 28 seconds as Casia will head to the line for George Mason. Knocks it down. As you hear a fan scream, you haven't missed one yet. 64-48, 16-point game here for Mason. And there it is, the first miss. Oh, the first miss.
We still got 16 rates.
the one fan that screams, you haven't missed one yet. How dare you? That's our job. Glenn over to Wallace. Wallace goes behind the back now, driving inside. Wallace still working. Pull-up jumper, no good. Hits off the left side, rebound by Casia. 64-48. 4 minutes and 50 seconds left here in this contest. Suarez for three. Rebound by Shavers. Glenn will take it from there and then give it to Tillett. Haven't seen Tillett in a while. She's back in here for St. Louis inside the Shavers. That should be an easy 2 points. Interesting lineup right now for Tillett. You got Tillett in along with Wallace, Glenn, Shavers, and Anumeli. And she's got her core on the bench resting up. Oh, Harris knocks down a nasty three from the corner. 17-point game.
It's just, I don't know. This shit, I'm not sure what the corner is. Nope, well.
Until it heading to the free throw line here with 4:02. Looks like we may see Volker make her way back into the game, but we're going to have our media timeout before that happens. George Mason up by 17. 4 minutes and 2 seconds away, ladies and gentlemen, from heading to the semifinals and clinching a spot in that 1:30 game tomorrow. We'll be back here in just a second on the Legacy Maker Sports Network. Today's broadcast is being brought to you by Crossroads Community Services Board. Crossroads is having their Children's Mental Health Awareness Day, Saturday, May the 3rd, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Tom Scott Park in Amelia, Virginia. That's 16441 Five Forks Road, Amelia, Virginia, 23002. This will be a day filled with free family fun, bouncy houses, face painting, popcorn, and games, plus resources for parents and much, much more. Food vendors will also be available, and the first 150 guests will receive a free meal. So make sure you come out and support the Children's Mental Health Awareness Day from Crossroads Community Services Board. Crossroads Community Services Board is one of 39 Virginia community services boards. Crossroads offers community resources for mental health, developmental disability services, substance use disorder counseling, drug prevention programs, family therapists, and much more. Crossroads services the counties of Amelia, Buckingham, Charlotte, Cumberland, Lunenburg, Nottoway, and Prince Edward counties in Virginia. If you would like to reach out to the administrative services, you can reach them by mail at 60 Bush River Drive, Farmville, Virginia, 23901, or by phone at 434-392-3187. They're open Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Also, their national line is 866-307-0370. Any emergency services 24/7 is 800-548-1688. And if you need to reach out to the National Suicide Crisis Line, just dial pound 988. Four minutes, 2 seconds left in this one. Game 3 on the day. Still one more to go. The 3 seed Davidson Wildcats will take on the 6 seed Dayton Flyers in our next matchup. But for now, Mason up by 17, 67-50 here in the fourth quarter, with a chance to put this away. As Tillett heads to the line and misses the first free throw for the Billikens. So the pressure is off now. The free throws have been missed.
It's bound to happen.
Tillett looking to knock down the second, and that one goes off.
But they get the rebound, so that's key.
Glenn with a great rebound there, and what's this? And it might have been a foul here. I want to say this one was on Mitchell. A 3:56 and a 17-point lead.
Mitchell's not on the floor.
Calhoun over to Tillett. And driving, a spin move by Glenn. No good. Nope. Rebound by Walden. Now Walden moving over to Suarez. Suarez driving towards the free throw line, kicks it out over to Walden. Now Walden driving, spin move, and just tosses it up there. And the foul's more likely going to be on Glenn. And yes, it is. It's on Glenn. Not enough can be said about the performance of Kennedy Harris. 18 points, 5 for 7 from the field, 3 for 5 from three-point line, 5 for 5 from the free throw line, an assist on the day and a steal. But she was ice cold so far. She's got 7 points in the fourth quarter. And what a day for her. What a way to get your team started in this tournament. And Walden will knock down both. So a lead that was at 12 at one point after St. Louis was able to chop it down from 26 all the way down to 12 has now extended back out to 19. Tillett over to Glenn. What a run, though. St. Louis had 2 wins coming into this game. Oh, and the ball gets stuck. And Umeli. Calhoun will come over and help Umeli up.
Who's going to get the ball?
All the ball boys like, well, or the guy sweeper, whatever. I don't know what we call that guy, the broom boy.
So in the white dimension, some hold down.
I was waiting for some guy to come up and be like, I got it, and try to jump up there and knock it out and blow his knee. We don't have time for none of that. 69-50. McNeil flies past Tillett, and we have a foul. A lot of fouls here towards the end of this one. $69-50. One semifinal matchup is set. Looking to get one more team locked into that as McNeil misses a free throw. McNeil has 3 points on the day.
She just missed the free throw.
And she missed.
But she got her own rebound. St. Louis just completely backed out of the block and let her just walk up and get her own rebound.
Wow.
And then Little Tillett just got called for a foul.
McNeil, a 55% free throw shooter. And now Volker will head to the free throw line. Shoots 85% from the free throw line.
She got that one.
And then knocks down the second. 71-50. There's a moment we thought St. Louis may have been able. Simon knocks down the three. That St. Louis may have been able to cut it down a little bit more, but it just didn't happen. And with 2:49 left, Mason is just trying to, and a blocking foul on Tillett. And Mom shows her a little love. She's like, man, well, that's a charging foul. She wanted the charge. She goes over, talk to Mom, give a little bit of a discussion there. And she seems to be okay. And McNeil heading back to the free throw line. 3 points on the day. And she makes that one. $19-point lead. $20-point lead here for Mason now after both free throws fall. Tillett over to Anyameli. And Anyameli will miss that one. That goes off the back. And we haven't seen a lot of Peyton Kennedy. He's been out for quite a while. And she only 2 points on the day, and she hasn't played pretty much she hasn't played in the fourth quarter. Brooklyn Gray, another one who hasn't played. She played a couple minutes here in the quarter, about 3. And it just looks like Coach Tillett is trying to give some of her younger players some experience here. Volker with a rare miss.
Just
knocks it down. 74-53.
I'm just kind of speechless at this game right now.
Yeah, I mean, it happened. It happened kind of fast. And Peyton Kennedy back into the game. Kennedy for 3. She's showing her seeing her first action here in the fourth. So, nice steal by Tillett. But there was no one there. McNeil able to get it back. Volker, corner 3. And it didn't fall, but there for the cleanup job is Trinity Massenberg. And she didn't play last season due to an injury, but the sophomore comes in and gets 2 points.
She's got good size down low. Her and Casayo will be trouble for her next matchup.
And the rebound there by Corey, Faithful Corey, who also sat out last year due to injury. Now seeing some time for George Mason.
You said why George Mason got upset last year.
Yeah, a lot of injuries last year Still had a solid, came in as a 5 seed. And this time around, they got the double bye. And now they are just a minute and 43 away from locking in a semifinal matchup. And they'll probably sit back and watch this Dayton and Davison matchup to see who they will take on next.
Yeah. Coach Blair Lewis could be joining us again in a couple minutes. We're not joining us, of course, but could be sitting a few seats down from us again.
Yes, most definitely. So 78-53, 25-point lead. And it's tough. You know, St. Louis battled all the way back to get it to 20, to get it to 12 after being down by 26.
And now they're down
and they're right back down by 25.
They couldn't sustain the run.
Yeah.
The largest lead they've had was 26, so they're one bucket away from that. But they just could not sustain the run they were on because they were getting turnovers, they were getting steals, they were getting free throws, they were getting everything.
Real quick, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to throw this in there. The Seattle Seahawks have traded Geno Smith to the Raiders for a 3rd-round pick, and he will be reunited with Pete Carroll. Did not have that on the bingo card, seeing Geno Smith get traded, but now that leaves a hole for the Seahawks. Wow. And I don't think it's Sam Howell time as much as people, and I like Sam Howell. I don't know if it's going to be Sam Howell time in Seattle.
You know, that doesn't surprise me too much because Geno Smith right now, him and Russell Wilson are kind of in similar situations, but Geno costs less.
That's true.
Geno costs way less than Russell Wilson.
And they just signed Geno not too long ago,
that's why he costs less.
But it does give them a solid QB.
It does. It gives them a solid bridge QB because let's just call it what it is. They're waiting to find someone to throw it to Brock Bowers.
That's true. That's true. 78-53 inside. Brooklyn Graves back in. Glenn
there we go
for 2. 78-55. Man, every time I turn around, there's something crazy happening in the NFL. Monday's gonna be wild. McNeil trying to
official free agency.
Yep. Unofficial, official. Yeah.
Not the official signing period, but official free agency.
Yeah, they
you can openly talk to people. Not
it's like, hey man, we want to come join my team. I like you, and I want you.
I like you, and I want you. You can come the easy way or the hard way.
78-55. McNeil has been to the line quite a bit here in the 4th quarter. Seen a lot of fouls here in this last couple of minutes. Knocks down another. 80 points. We heard that we would see 80 points, and guess what? We have. 80-point performance for Mason.
Thought it would be them.
Kennedy off the back of the rim. Gray fighting. Stay with St. Louis.
Unfortunately, it's looking a lot like their last game they had against each other. That was an 80-58 win for them.
Yeah. So it's pretty much the same thing here almost.
Yeah.
Right on target.
I'd love to see the stat line of that, or 80-53, sorry.
Peyton Kennedy misses the layup. And it's going to be last game here for some great St. Louis Billikens.
Peyton
Calhoun,
Kennedy, one of them.
Yeah, Kennedy Calhoun, unless she's a part of that, the COVID year, along with Bree Johns, Tiara Simon. You got
Maya Glanton.
Yeah, Maya Glanton, Shavers, and Kennedy. And Hydra also all gone. So it's going to be not a rebuild, but definitely some retooling for St. Louis.
Yeah, retooling. They keep Hannah Wallace, which is nice. She's proved to be a starter this year. Brooklyn Gray gets complete control of this offense next year. As a senior, Little Tillett is a senior next year, so she's still playing with these girls.
Yep. And Yamelli will be back, who's had a pretty solid game.
They're still trying,
and they're still fighting here. Brooklyn.
They're not going down without a fight, that's for sure.
80-57. Almost the same score to a T. A lot of fouls have been called here in the last couple of minutes. They made this 4 minutes last about 40.
They're not trying to go home without putting up a fight.
No, And I don't blame him.
I wouldn't expect anything less from Coach Tillett. It is completely unfortunate that they went out this lopsided, but yeah, George Mason just came out to play.
Just an impressive display. 81-57. And down to 80.
Someone's telling them about their dinner plans on the court. She said she was going to have a great dinner somewhere. Doesn't look like she knows where yet.
And now, is there a timeout here? Looks like we may have a timeout. With 38.9 seconds on the clock. Well, ladies and gentlemen, tough one here for St. Louis fans, but nothing to be ashamed of. You get 2 wins in the tournament, and once again, you've shown that you're a fighter. But unfortunately, George Mason was just too much today. So just a little bit of an update on that Geno story. So Geno traded for a 2025 third-round pick. He only has 1 year left on his deal, so this does not hurt the Raiders. And you made a good point. He's a bridge quarterback, and that's exactly what's going to happen here with a 1-year deal.
He's just a lot cheaper.
Yeah, I mean, and look, it's not too long ago that it was the year before last that Geno led the league in passing yards. So he still can sling it, and he will help bridge the Raiders into some winning times, hopefully, for Raiders fans. They got that big old stadium out there in Vegas. They want some wins. So 82-57, and we've got Greensburg.
She is going in.
Greenberg knocks down the first free throw.
This lady is going in.
And Greenberg didn't like that.
She is a mad St. Louis fan.
Greenberg just did a Joe Hendry spin move and paused at the end of it. 83-57. 26-point lead with 38 seconds left here in this one. Volker, Greenberg, Massenberg in the game. And guess what? Greenberg knocks down another. They may put up 90 at the rate they're going. I mean, there's only 30 seconds left.
Nah, that beats a little bit too much.
And Umeli for 3. Missed. Glenn with the rebound. Bounces off Greenberg. Still hustling here late. And there's a foul. They're still, like you said, they're still fighting, but that's free throws for Greenberg coming up. Man, oh man, oh man.
Kirk Cousins is going to be on the move too soon.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They got a couple of big moves that are going to happen here in the next couple of days. Between now and Monday, it is going to be crazy in the NFL.
This lady is on fire.
Greenberg
right now.
knocks down the free throw.
This lady is just wild.
It's a 30-point game. Tillett over to Calhoun. And Umeli to Calhoun. Pull up for 3. Doesn't go. Rebound by Massenberg. 3 seconds on the clock, and ladies and gentlemen, that's it. What an impressive performance by George Mason. And they win this one in absolutely impressive fashion. I mean, a 30-point win. And the crazy thing about it is, and we talked about it a couple of minutes ago, Russ, is that we saw this team come all the way back and make a run. Like we saw them get within 12, could not finish the deal.
Yeah, they could not sustain the run that they had. St. Louis, they tried their best. They fought to the absolute very end, but they just could not hold it.
So right now, an amazing performance by George Mason. And we're probably going to get ourselves a Mason player. They definitely made sure they came over here towards the St. Louis band to clap up a little bit.
They did, after that lady was yelling at the end of the game.
They were talking mad trash.
Yeah, I'm sure they were.
Oh, man.
Coach Blair Lewis is like, go show them who we are.
Beautifully done.
That was something. That lady is. I hope that lady has a good night.
Yeah, me too.
I really do.
Yeah, because she was screaming a lot.
I hope that lady doesn't go to Chick-fil-A on a Sunday and expect them to be open, because she will curse them for the rest of their lives.
And so Coach Blair Lewis giving love to the George Mason faithful that made the trip down the road.
I wonder who we might get. I think we might get
I think
Kennedy
we're getting
Harris.
Suarez. Looks
Are
like,
we?
yeah, I think we're getting Suarez because.
Well, I see Suarez and Harris with Coach Blair Lewis.
Okay, they're pointing out, they're giving out. So,
No, Suarez
yep,
is walking
and then,
back.
yep, and then I think Suarez is coming to us. So
Are they?
we're gonna get Suarez,
Ooh.
the
Nice, the Spanish
the
sensation.
Spanish sensation. I know you're gonna name drop that in the.
Maybe
interview?
not. Maybe not.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got Paula Suarez coming our way.
Paula, welcome to our broadcast. Great game. You guys were in absolute control everywhere. And there was no doubt in that game. You guys shot over 40% from the field, 39% from three, and 86% for free throws. How did it feel in that game? Because that was a lot like the game you guys had against them earlier this year.
Yeah, I mean, we know it was our first game, so we wanted to just come out with a lot of energy. They've been here. They were a little bit in rhythm. They could have been tired, so we just wanted to come here, just take our shots, get the nerves out of the first game, and just play like we can play.
You yourself had a good game, more like you normally do. Shot well from the floor. You didn't make any trips to the free throw line, so there's no mistakes to make there. But how did you feel yourself, and just how have you guys felt this season? Because this is possibly the greatest season you guys have had in team history. Most wins in the season. First time you guys are making the semifinals at A10. So how do you guys feel overall as the season, I guess, goes on?
We feel really, really good. We have a lot of talented players. We love playing, when everyone gets in the game. And we love to, share the ball. Anyone can score on the floor, so I think that's our biggest thing. So we just like to go out there, have fun, and share the ball.
Yeah, well, now you guys sit and you wait for Dayton or Davidson. You've beat them both this year. A little bit more comfortable with one team than the other. How do you guys, I don't think you guys would prefer one over the other, but, how do you guys feel going into whoever you face tomorrow?
We know it's just about us. The seeds doesn't matter. Anyone can beat anyone. There can be upsets, so we're just focusing on our game. We know if we play our game, we can beat anyone, so we're just focused on that.
Well, we hope for a good game tomorrow because you guys had a great game today. So good luck, get a good night of sleep, and we'll hopefully see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Not a problem.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was Paula Suarez joining us here. What are your thoughts of Miss Suarez and her performance today?
I loved it. Just 50% from the field, 3 for 7 from the line. Like I said to her, she didn't go to the free throw, so there's no chance to make a mistake there. But overall, this team was just absolute dominant today. It's just nothing else to say, but just they controlled every single part of this game. They kept them under 30%, under 35% shooting. They kept them to abysmal 16% from 3 points. They did make 11 of 13 for the free throws, so that was the one bright spot in St. Louis shooting. But just George Mason came out and they were ready to play. That rest did not affect them at all.
Yeah, that 7-0 run towards the end of the game helped push this lead back out to even more than what it was before they made the run. Because when they made the run, it was 26-point lead. They get it all the way down to 12, and then Mason says, "No, we're gonna push that thing up to 30."
Yeah.
So they push it all the way up to 30, and just an impressive victory by George Mason. When people were talking about all Virginia final last year, it was about VCU, it was about Richmond.
All 804.
Yeah, 804. But now, this year, it's that Mason and Richmond matchup that's kind of in the background. You can't look past St. Joe's, you can't look past a Davidson team, and you can't look past a Dayton team. So you're going to have two, it's going to be a really good championship game for the way this is kind of dreaming up. And if it's Mason and Richmond at that time, who knows what we get out of that game? That could be a barn burner. We've seen it once.
Mason is like, hey, we're still Virginia, so we kind of count.
That's right.
And even not just being serious about that, they had a lot of injuries last year, and they just had some bad luck with just how things went out, during the tournament. But like I said, the Swarms, they're possibly having the greatest year in Mason history. Most wins, first time in the semifinals, and they are loaded and tooled to just make some noise and just change things around and not make it as easy for Richmond as people think it is.
Yeah, I will say, still in a very impressive day from the free throw line. When you see the total of only 7 misses, as a combined, it was 42 for 50 for both teams combined. But George Mason shot 37 free throws, and they made 32, Russ.
St. Louis didn't get to the free throw line until the second half.
Yeah, and that hurt too.
Yeah.
That definitely hurt. But George Mason moves on. Very impressive. Final points here. Harris had 18. Walden had 13. Suarez had 13. Volker had 8. Mitchell with 6. Habib with 3. Caja with 3. Massenberg with 2. Corey had 2. McNeil had 7. Greenberg had 12. Who came in late in the game and put up a lot of points. After getting yelled at by the St. Louis fan quite a bit, she still came through in the clutch. For St. Louis, leading the way was Amumeli, who had 15. Glenn had 10. Wallace with 6. Calhoun with 6. Gray with 7. Simon with 3. Peyton Kennedy, 2 points in her final game. And Shavers had 8. And it was a tough day. It was a tough day for St. Louis, but nothing to, be ashamed of how they played in this tournament.
Nothing to be ashamed of, but they did the same thing we were worried about yesterday, but worse. They had a lot of people in foul trouble. They had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players with at least 4 fouls, with Clanton fouling out towards the end there. And you're not going to win when your whole starting lineup almost pretty much, and some of your backups can't play because they're afraid to get the 5th foul.
Yeah, you just can't do that. And unfortunately for St. Louis, they'll be heading home. But Mason stays one more day. They're away the winner of the Dayton versus Davidson matchup. The 3 and the 6 matchup coming up next. We got one more left here on the Legacy Maker Sports Network. For Russ Taliaferro, I'm Darrell Owens. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you in a couple minutes here, 7:30, for our last game.